very different for me, but we're in a new season, so why not, right? Why not? All right, all right, all right, all right. So, welcome to World Changers with Smaller Brown the Disruptor, bringing you thought provoking, mind shifting wisdom. I need you to grab a notepad and a pen and prepare for a paradigm shift for the next maybe 30 minutes, depending on what kind of questions you guys have, depending on what you guys, what more you need from me. Today, I'm really just coming in. There's a couple things that I do want to give. Not sure if I'm going to release it, but we'll see. We'll kind of flow with the flow. So, Diona, if you want to go ahead and give the quick announcement of the email, that would be great for those on the email community. Are you able to hear me?
Sorry, my internet is tripping. Can you hear me?
Yes, I sure can.
Okay, great. Sorry, guys. Hello, everyone. Long time. So, an email has just been sent out to the whole community, detailing what we can do as preparation for this run. There is a lot of information in it, and I implore with you to please take your time and read it. A lot of the times we send out emails, and then Somali and I are both bombarded with questions that can be answered by thoroughly reading the email. So we just ask if you could please read the email thoroughly, take notes, think of active and practical ways that you can apply it. If it means that you set an alert in your phone for some of these things so that you are more aware, then so be it. But just please ensure that you are being diligent in this time and in this season. The inner courts, you guys will receive a second email shortly with an extra resource, and obviously that's just the perks of being in the inner courts. One of the major things to note is that we will be doing communion from the 4th to the 7th every day, and I've detailed the times in the email, and also in the next 24 hours you'll be able to see those on the club itself. So please be diligent and add them to your calendar, to your Clubhouse calendar and your actual calendar, otherwise because our rooms tend to hide. So yeah, that's it. That's all the announcements. If you are interested in being a part of the email community, feel free to email executive.assistant@somaliabrown.com, and I will be more than happy to answer your emails. Just a heads up, I am in the UK, so if I don't respond to you in like 5 hours, chances are I'm probably sleeping. So yeah, just bear that in mind. All right. I hope everyone's having a great day, and back over to you, Somalia.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So what is this? So Diona, can you post a link? I know it's in the email, but can you post a link from the very first Cern video room that I did? That is in depth. If you were not on that room, on that live, that was the most in-depth I've done about Cern. I'm not going to do that again. You can click on the link. If you're on YouTube, it's already up. It's my latest video. It's available for you to listen to binge on. I always say listen to it 3 times. If you haven't listened to it 3 times, please listen to it 3 times. That will help you understand exactly where we are and what's going on. Okay, what is Cern? Cern is a nuclear research plant in Geneva, in Switzerland. It is the largest collider in the world, and they are turning it up, cranking it up to the highest it's ever been in the world ever since its conception on July 5th. It is on now. And what it's doing is it's messing with dark matter. It's taking atoms and protons, and at the highest gigabyte, I don't remember, like 100 gigabytes, whatever that means. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a physicist. All I know is I've been led to it, and they are real. Okay. They are trying to figure out what the universe is made of and the laws of physics that dictate its behavior. That's their goal. Their goal and mission is also to help uncover what the universe and the God particle and the Big Bang did. So if they can recreate the Big Bang, you guys, the world is done. If they can recreate what happened, we can have black holes that'll suck us in. But Stephen Hawking, he also warned, everybody knows Stephen Hawking, he's just passed. He said the same thing, that, we've discovered a God particle, discovered it in 2012, perfect. And it has the potential to destroy the universe. Can't pin the link. Okay. No problem. We'll fix that. What they're trying to do is reach in, open up a portal, open up a multiverse. And I'm not kidding. If you've done your research, if you've been following me, you did your research. All you got to do is Google Cern July 5th. They have an opening ceremony with human sacrifice. That's in your link. Please pray before you open it and listen to it and read it. The words in it are in German. I have no idea what they're saying. Cover yourself, okay? That's all I'm saying. Now, the other thing about CERN is they're very, very sophisticated in sorcery and science. What does that have to do with you? I'm not going to go into all of that because that was different. That was the other day. I already gave that. What does that have to do with you? When they are opening up a whole new can of worms, which is dark matter, which is anything that is unknown or foreign entities into this world, you got to make sure that you are on a whole different level playing field, a different level, so that they cannot come into your sphere. These entities cannot, the dark matter cannot infiltrate your life. How do you do that? You got to vibe high. You have to operate on another dimension, which is 5D. Our world is 3D. You have to operate on a level that keeps you above the lowest energy level on this earth. What is that? Anger, frustration, irritation, annoyance. The latter is love, joy, peace. Love is the highest frequency, okay? There is a frequency ladder. You can do your research. That is the point. You don't want to smoke. You don't want to drink. You don't want to do anything that's going to infiltrate your temple. Hence, what the Lord and the Word and the Bible has been telling you all this time. Keep your temple clean, because these things are going to come and steal, kill, and destroy. And they're going to roam around any person, any entity that is released, possibly, is going to try to infiltrate. And you don't know what they're going to do. They're going to be hungry, starving, and looking for feedings. We as humans are usually what they feed. They harvest our energy. Now, there's another thing that I want to just tap on real quick. Sorry if you are a beehive, bayhive, whatever you want to call her, Beyonce fan. Never been one. Ever since she did Crazy in Love, she lost me because I saw the ritual. I saw how she died. The real Beyonce died that day. And I did not like her words when she said, "I'm crazy in love." Who wants to be crazy in love? Nobody. When she literally did that video, she lost me, because that video was her initiation into the world order. And now she's a puppet. So, what does that have to do? Beyonce's dropping a video. Beyonce's dropping a new album. Beyonce is dropping the things that she's dropping. If you know about gematria, if you know about numerology, not witchcraft, because even God does numerology. If you know about the things in the Bible about numbers, numbers are huge. I'm going to just read a couple of things that I looked up. I'm not going to go too in depth on this. I just need you to know that she's a distraction. She's a puppet. She announced, I'm going to tell you right now just how intense it is, okay? They use moon magic. This is why we don't celebrate and worship the moon, but we honor that the moon has power through God. They do moon magic. Harvesting energy works best on a full moon and a new moon, okay? She dropped her song at the beginning of the summer solstice, which was June 21st. I told you guys something was happening on that day. I had no idea it was Beyonce's new song. I just found out maybe 3 or 4 days ago, but in my research, she dropped it at midnight, okay? She dropped it and announced it at 12:22 on a full moon, and then the album release is on a new moon. Hear what I'm telling you. All of that has to do with July 5th and CERN. It's a renaissance. I looked up renaissance. It means rebirth, renew. It means transition, okay? Just listen to the words of her new album, her song, Break My Soul. Okay, we're not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there. But she is basically prepping the world to put a curse. She's prepping the world in her satanic rituals. Okay? Have ears to hear everything. The name, the horse she's sitting on, it's red. The tiles are red. Look beyond and look again, you guys. Renaissance is a transition between two worlds. What are they doing between the third and the fifth? They are trying to collide two worlds. It's the largest collider. They're taking particles and they're trying to bring entities from one dimension. They're trying to merge two dimensions, you guys. Okay? The Renaissance is a key era in history as it has marked the transition from Middle Ages to modernity, in which people began to live a more contemporary way of life. What are they trying to do in the world? They're trying to merge different things. They're trying to bring forth same sex, transgender, all this stuff that they're doing. They're trying to transition our worlds, and you're not even seeing it. Okay? They are literally trying to transition our world. It's a huge period of social change, and people are moving away from classical tradition and moving into more modern contemporary approach. Period. But I want you to look at how she's dressed, the crown she's wearing. Okay, when I did my research, the crown that she's wearing is the same crown that the women that wear that are sitting on horses that are high priestesses on tarot cards. Do your research. Look up tarot cards and you'll see the same crown that she wears, okay, is the same crown that they wear as high priestess in tarot card reading. It's witchcraft. Modern day, high ranking, high. She's not low. She is high. Okay. The red horse, the red background. Like I said, you can go to Revelations 4. The woman was strayed in a purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a gold cup in her hand full of abomination and filth. Okay. Listen and fornication. Listen and see what that, go look at that red horse picture. Just look at it. It looks demonic. Then look at her other picture with the gold. Those are Saturn's rings. Look at her earrings. It's Saturn. She has Saturn earrings in the gold picture. Saturn and Satan are associated closely. I told you in 2020, if you've been following me since 2020, I told you that in 2020, they released the God of Pan. Saturn and Satan are very similar. The way they're written, the way they sound. But if you go back, the God of Pan, he's half goat, half human, and he has a piper, right? Like Pied Piper, like R. Kelly. I done went down here of this with you guys. It goes back to the God of Pan, who is a composite creature, horned deity, lower half is a goat. Just look at all these signs. You cannot dismiss this. I'm not saying you're going to hell for listening to her music. But I will say you need to be careful when you listen to her music. You need to be careful that she literally announced a album at 12/22. Look up those numbers and they mean something. On a full moon using moon magic, harvesting, and that the album is now released on a new moon, which she's operating in false power, which is their power. Okay? Moon magic is real. High harvesting satanic rituals. Okay, there are certain days. Summer solstice, I told you that it's the longest day of the year. Then you have winter solstice. When you release something on that day, you have power from the dark side. Okay, they even have an Illuminati NFT that was released, and I took a picture of it. I'm going to read it to you. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. This blew my mind. On June 21st, there was an Illuminati NFT. If you don't know what NFT is, the crypto language for these pictures. There's drawings. What is it? The monkeys, whatever, pretty much. You draw it and you can create it into whatever it is that you want, NFTs, and you can sell it for a lot of money. So I'm going to read this to you. It's called The Summer Solstice, The Dawn of Eris, Eris. I want you to write that down and look up Eris and see who that is. See what kind of god that is. It says Illuminati NFT is proud to present Summer Solstice, The Dawn of Eris, a summer solstice themed immersive experience celebrating the rebirth. There's that word again. Renaissance means rebirth. They're trying to rebirth our planet. They're trying to rebirth and introduce new things. Get ready. Cover your spirit. The rebirth of the goddess of discord. Really? The rebirth of the goddess of Discord. Do you know what app most of these NFTs are on? I just want y'all to drop it in the chat. Just drop it in the chat, those of you who follow crypto. Those of you who follow crypto, I want you to drop it in the chat. What is the app? Oops. What is the app that they use? Discord. Yep, there you go. The rebirth of the goddess of Discord. So in 2020, and this is coming to me now, in 2020, they released the god of Pan, which is the god of pandemonium, god of panic and anxiety. Now they're releasing the goddess of Discord. And they started on June 21st from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. is what this picture says. I'll post it in the app for those of you in the inner courts. They are now going to release Discord. Let's do a real quick search before I finish reading that, because I want you guys to understand the power of what they do to release things. And we just la. Let's look up what Discord is in Hebrew. I'm going to do it right now with you guys on here. Division, dispute, controversy, disagreement, dissension, quarrel, strife, contention, bust up, differences, dissension, dissent, dissonance. Let's see what just Discord means in Merriam. Just definition, right? Because we want to see the difference. Disagreement between people, lack of harmony. So let me read it again. The Illuminati NFT is proud to present Summer Solstice, the Dawn of Eris, a summer solstice themed immersive experience celebrating the rebirth of the goddess of, what did I say? Disagreement, dissension, dispute, division, strife. Get ready. Those of you who are believers, get ready to operate on such a high level that you cannot allow division in your home. You will not allow division in your relationships with your children because it's out there. When the God of Pan was released, panic was something that you couldn't even stop doing. Even if you didn't have panic attacks, you were easily susceptible to panic attacks because it was released into the atmosphere. This week, they're going to release the goddess of Discord. Division is going to be at its finest. You're going to want to understand. You're going to want to see and look and say, why is there so much disagreement all of a sudden? And it's going to be real. Okay. And I'm going to keep reading. So Iris brings light, creativity, and reinvention to the NFT space through the devotion of her followers. Join us on this day of celebration. Together, we will harness the power of the sun to be truly illuminated. Tonight, we are fully awake. Tomorrow, we recede back into the shadows, keeping our secrets hidden once again. That was on 6/21/22 between 8 and 11. So they've already released the goddess of Discord. So we now have the goddess of Pan, which is Pied Piper, R. Kelly. I always go back to him because he called himself Pied Piper. And who did he draw? He drew a lot of young women with his music. That's the same thing as Pan. And then they ran screaming because of what he was able to do and what he did. It was such a panic that ran through them. He is the god of pandemonium, pandemic. Fear was released. Worry was released, and death. That was in 2020 when the C word hit. Okay. That's when the divine disruption hit. That's what was released. Now, 2 years later, they're releasing the goddess of Discord. You guys, there's going to be so much hell going on, and you're going to have to stay above all of it. You're going to have to figure out how to keep the world around you from falling into discord, from falling into dissension, from falling into disagreement. That is your marriage. That is your relationship. That is your relationship with your kids, your parents, all of it encompassing. Okay. You're going to have to figure out how not to operate. And how do you do that? You have to vibe so high. You have to walk in such a love and such a peace that nothing can bring you down to the level of discord, you guys. I'm telling you now, it's not going to be easy. Discord is the hardest thing because it's so subtle. Disagreements happen all the time. You see what's happening now, it's going to be times 10. People on the internet, people on social media can't even disagree with one another with someone wanting to shoot someone. That's going to go sky high to the roof. Hear me. The goddess of discord has been released. You're going to have to know that spirit like the back of your hand, because when it infiltrates your house, you're going to have to be like, something's in here and it's the goddess of discord and you got to go. You're going to have to open your door, walk your house, and command it to leave. Because if you don't, it's going to take over your life and it's going to take over your family. And it's going to take over what you have fought so hard for. It's going to strip you of what God told you was yours, which is your marriage, which is your relationship with your children, which is your relationship with yourself, even with God. Okay? Discord is no joke. And it's one of those hidden sins. It's one of those hidden, under the radar attacks, sneak attacks. It is a sneak attack that is so sneaky and so low key that you don't realize that you are operating in dissension and discord until it's too late. Anybody have any comments? Anybody have any questions? I just want you guys to understand the severity of what July 5th is. In your inbox, if you are part of the email community, you should have all the resources, all the information, and everything we're doing between tomorrow and the 7th. How we're doing it, the time we're doing it. We will start posting it so that you can add it to your calendar shortly. Any questions? Any comments? I don't want to be on here too long. I just wanted to come on here to give you guys heads up on what's happening. Beyonce is a distraction. Beyonce is part of the release of discord. Okay? She's using her words to bring rebirth and reconnection the way they want it. If your spirit isn't on high alert, you better get it on high alert. If your spirit isn't on 10, you better figure out a way to make that spirit on 10 to the point where I don't care if you go to the store and that spirit of discord is rampant in that grocery store, you walk in and you dismantle it and you distort what they're trying to do and you bring back peace and agreement. That's your job. That's our job as believers. Wherever there's discord, we come and we bring peace. Wherever there is dissension, disagreement, we come in and bring unity. That's why you have to vibe higher this month. For the next 6 months, you have to vibe your energy. You have to demand of yourself to walk in love. I don't care what is approaching you. I don't care what you're facing. I don't care if you're facing a divorce right now. You need to vibe so high in love that even the worst of the worst sneak attack cannot knock you off your course, cannot drop you, and cannot force you to operate in discord. Because once a believer operates in discord, you're held to a higher standard. You are held to a totally, especially those of you in the inner courts, those of you who have been rocking with me in World Changers. Those of you who are new, welcome and thank you. If you haven't followed the club, please do so now. Click my name, follow my name, hit the bell, and hit always. If you've been following and been with World Changers at least 6 months, many of you have been with me at least a year and a half now. If you've been with me at least 6 months, you will understand what we're going through. You have to learn to keep your emotions disciplined. You have to learn to keep your mindset on a certain level. If you are not love, you are nothing. I teach my kids that. They're 11, they're 12, 9, and 7. If you are not love, you are nothing. I don't care what else you do on this earth. If you don't operate in love, you are absolutely nothing, because that's all we have on this earth. It's either love or hate. That's it. Though that's the highest and that's the lowest on the frequency ladder. Which one do you want to operate on? Because if you operate and continue to allow the enemy to bring you down to hate, to anger, to fear, to frustration and annoyance, and you stay hovering there, you will stay there. And those of us who vibe higher in love and peace, we're going to disappear. And I'm not being facetious. I'm being literal. There's two worlds that are colliding. 2 years ago, I did an off fast and I said, what is your world going to look like when the two worlds collide? When I said that, I meant your spiritual world and your natural world, and it's here. Two worlds are colliding. We live in the 3D and we are ascending to 5D. If you don't know what that is, do your research. To be able to ascend and stay on a certain level, you have to operate in love. Love is the highest frequency. And if you are operating in love, the only way you can drop down the fear, the only way you can drop down the anger and frustration, once you vibe in love, is if you let yourself drop down. How do you let yourself? You let someone cut you off in the car. You let someone having a horrible day at the grocery store, at the mall, take it out on you, and you take on their energy. You physically have to choose to take on that negative, hateful energy instead of choosing to stay high and say, you know what, I'm going to choose the high road. Oh, there's power in choosing the high road. There's a lot of power in choosing the high road, and it'll save your life. It's guaranteed to save your life when you choose the high road. And that's why the enemy is going to come at you. It's your weakest point. The enemy in this time, in these next 3 days, when they turn up the collider, when they turn up Cern at the highest point on day 5 of this month, the 5th of this month at 10 a.m. our time, 4 p.m. CEST, which is European time, when they turn that collider all the way up, mark my words, you're going to feel something. Your body's going to respond because they're messing with the particle, and we're all one and we're all connected. They're messing with the God particle. They are trying to play God. They are trying to release a dark matter. They are trying to open a portal, a dark hole. If you don't believe me, look up CERN July 5th and you will see it yourself. This is not a game and this is not for play. Everything you've seen on TV, from Spider-Man in the Spideyverse, Strange in the Multiverse. You see those movies that just came out just recently? There's a reason those movies came out. Those movies came out to prep you. Prep you. Okay? Prep you for what's going to happen. Get your mind ready, but you think it's just a movie. All right, you guys. Any other questions? You guys, the only last thing I have on my heart is to make sure you cover your family. Make sure you let those that you love know. I don't care if they believe you, trust you, or not. Do your part. Tell those around you just to be mindful, to stay on a high note, to keep their energy high. Don't operate on a low level, because operating on a low level is what's really going to get you caught up and entangled, because they're looking for an entity. Entities that are not of this earth, when they come on our earth, I'm not just talking about aliens, I'm talking about entities, darkness, spiritual entities. The only way they can survive on this earth is through a host, and that's between you and me. The only way they can come in is if you have something in common with them and if you allow them in, and that's by vibing low. Your vibrations are so low that they can feed off of you. I just told you moon magic. I just told you the other day, if you look at that link above, that when they kill one of us, anyone melanated, I'm guarantee you, if you go back to the days of the last 3 years that they've killed a melanated black man, because it's mainly our black men, not very many of us as women. Gigi is one of few, and that's because they wanted her. But when they take out people, what ends up happening is it's always on a full moon so they can harvest the energy, because it works best on a full moon and a new moon. Okay? It is called the high harvesting satanic ritual days. Nothing is by accident. Everything is strategic, whether it's a number, whether it's the time of the month, whether it's the season, the summer solstice to the full moon, to the new moon, to the stars, to when the Mercury retrograde is happening. You guys, we are so behind the 8 ball because we are scared of astrology, not psychic. Astrology, the study of stars. They tell you what you need to know. On June 21st, there was the highest ritual satanic night. And the other nights are Halloween, All Hallows Eve, Dia de la Muerte. Those days, those are the highest days that rituals happen. Those are the days where a lot of people show up missing, a lot of kids, a lot of women. Pay attention. This is real. They put it in movies and they put it in plain sight, and we just ignore it. Okay? Us as melanated people are the target, and you need to understand why you're the target, because you have something they don't have, and that's the melanin in your skin. Use the melanin in your skin for your good. They use it for their good. Why can't we? It's ours. But you got to learn how to go within and figure out, what is it? What is about the melanin? What is it about Black people, brown people, people of color? This is no joke, you guys. The next couple of days, this large collider is going to be at the highest level. If you're part of the email community, you received an email detailing exactly the do's and the don'ts, detailing how to keep yourself high, what battle strategies the Lord has given me. And this was before I even knew all of this was happening, about the sun, about grounding, about hydration, about watermelon, about eating your water. All of these things came. And then I got the text message that says, have you heard of this? Because on this day, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, wow, preparation at its finest. Because in World Changers, we're not just prophetic. I'm not downing the prophetic. But when you rock with times and seasons, when you rock with cosmic shifts, when you rock with galactical cosmic shifts, oh, you can't be touched. And that's what we rock with in World Changers, not just the prophetic. We are into the cosmic shifting. This right here, Cern, is dealing with cosmic, galactic, dimensional realms, spiritual realms, heavenly places. Okay? And that's what we roll with World Changers. We're on a whole nother level. So if you're brand new, you didn't stumble in this room. I'm going to tell you right now, you did not stumble in this room by accident. You didn't just come in here by accident. If you just came on, we've been on about 30 minutes and I'm about to wrap up. Those of you on YouTube, same thing. You did not just stumble on this live. It's been heavy on my heart to go live on YouTube. This is my first time ever. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate that and sticking with me. What this is you are on the same vibration. You are on the same frequency as me. Only people who can sit through this, only people who can find this, because I prayed it, are those who are ready to hear it. I said, I don't want anyone that's going to come in and try to rebuttal and give all this nonsense of, oh, this is just mumbo jumbo conspiracy. I rebuked and banned all of that from before I got on here, on YouTube and on Clubhouse. So if you're on here and you're listening, it's because you're supposed to be on here. You're supposed to get wind of this information. You have 2 days to get ready for the 5th. 2 days to make sure that you prepare your home, your spiritual home, and your home, so that they cannot infiltrate, so that you are staying on an energy level that God needs you to stay on, because you're going to be the one he's going to use. You're going to be the one that he's going to use to help other people. That's why you stumbled in this live on YouTube and in this Clubhouse room. Not an accident. So don't get off of here being a spectator saying, oh, that was interesting. No, go do your research on Cern. Go do your research on July 5th. Go do your research on their opening ceremony and see that they had a human sacrifice in 2016. See that they operate in science and sorcery at the same time, which is the most dangerous of every mountain. Science and sorcery, science is already like magic. But you add sorcery to it, it's a wrap. And now that they're trying to open up a portal, They're opening up a portal, but they're doing a seance before. Do you know what that is about to do? They are opening up portals with seances, ceremonials that invoke Lord Shiva, which is the god of destruction. That's two things they're releasing on the 5th. The goddess of discord and god of destruction. When I tell you, if you have not begun to prepare with food, with water, your pantry is stocked, don't ever get caught again like you got caught in 2020. Don't do it. That was a dry run. Make sure you are preparing. I don't care if you only have extra $5 every pay period. Buy something, put it up. Buy something, put it up. Get some seeds. Start growing a small garden. You guys, we got to be prepared because they're trying to catch us again. And if you say you belong to the God Almighty, like you say, then he should be warning you. This should be confirmation. This should not be the first time you're hearing this. You should have had a dream. You should have had a warning. You should have already heard this somewhere else. And now he's putting the pressure because now it's time to roll. All right. If you are interested in becoming part of the email community, you can email executive.assistant@somaliabrown.com and just put in the subject, I'm interested in being on the email community. Anytime there's a cosmic shift, we know about it first. 2/2/2/2, February 22nd, we did a run. That was a huge galactic cosmic shift in the world. Then March 4th is the only day of the year where it's a command. March 4th, we did something on that. And the rest of the year, whatever else is shifting, Mercury retrograde, God shows us how to maneuver through that. There's so many cosmic